Hello! It is Friday night. You know what that means. The Pirates are on the loose. Woo! It's the end of a week. The weekend is here. Producer Donna is right by my side here.
Hi, guys.
Off camera. She's shy.
I'm not shy.
She's not shy. She just doesn't like being on camera. Oh, it's hot in here. I got to get a new air conditioner because the little air conditioner that I have, which is hidden behind Leia.
Because he has so much shit in the room.
Is shit. You would think that all the shit that I have in here would make it a smaller space and easier to cool, but
easier to cool?
How do you
figure?
Smaller space, easier to cool.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. Not with a.
Well, we'll see.
It's almost like 35 years old, I think.
All right. So I want to say hi to Audra, John, Tommy, Diane, Bob, JD. Woohoo! Teresa. Teresa's in the house. I'm going to be on her podcast on Sunday. Ooh, fun. All right. So let me go over the rules and then we'll get into the topics. Let me find where's my rules? Where's my rules? There they are. So the rule number one is that you can ask me any kind of paranormal question that your little heart desires, and I will give you my skeptical opinion in return. Rule number 2 is I don't know everything. That's just a plain and simple fact. I don't know everything. I wish I did, but I don't. So if you have a question and I don't know the answer to it, I will look it up. I have a screen on either side of this one, and we'll look it up. We'll read definitions. We'll learn something together. It's fun. Rule number 3 is listen to Patrick Swayze and be nice. That's it. This podcast is about, or the show, it's not really a podcast because it's video. It's a vodcast, I think. So
starting a new word, vodcast.
This show is about discussions and communication and drinking, because drinking lets people talk and have conversations and enjoy it, no matter how intense it gets. So that's what it's about. So if you want to get into it, great. I don't mind direct questions. I don't mind people being direct and honest. Just be nice about it. That's all. If you're a dick, Donna will boot your ass.
And I'm waiting.
She's waiting. Her finger is on the trigger. She's ready to go. Rule number 4 is that if you have a question, please do me a favor and put a Q in front of it. That helps us pick through the comments and find the questions right away and faster, and that we can get to them. At least get to as many as we can, as long as I shut up, because apparently I talk too much. And rule number 5 is the most important rule of the night. Drink up. So before we begin, let me know where you're from, what you're drinking tonight.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I got wine.
Oh, I got some rum. Go figure, huh? So tonight's theme, it's actually like pretty much an open mic night, but tonight's theme, I wanted to talk about some haunted objects. Unfortunately, I had to work a little bit late, so I didn't get a chance to really research anything. So you guys are welcome to bring up haunted objects that are like your favorite haunted objects, your first time watching live. All right, Jade Kitten. Sweet. I like that. So yeah, if you want to bring up a haunted object, we can talk about it. If you want to do a recap from last week, because last week we talked about the Dybbuk box. We had Kevin Manis on. That was a interesting show, to say the least. And if you have comments or questions, I know some people were upset about the show, and not towards me, which is good. I like that part. But they were upset about the guest. So if you have any questions or comments about that, feel free to put them in the chat, and we'll discuss it. But pretty much this is an open mic night, and we can talk about almost anything that you want to talk about. Let's see what. Oh, hey Barry, what's up? Dominic's in the house. All right. Oh man, I'm gonna have to put my glasses on because I'm old. All right. So.
Okay, first question.
All right, let's go. Let's see. Oh, let me get my get back to my regular. There we are. So Jade Kittens, what are your thoughts on Jeff the Talking Mongoose? Jeff the Talking Mongoose. That's I gotta look that up. Talking Mongoose. I think I've heard of this, but I'm not sure. Let's see. Oh, good old Wikipedia. Jeff, also referred to as the talking mongoose or the Dalby spook. That's not a great name. Was the name given to an allegedly talking mongoose, which was claimed to inhabit a farmhouse owned by the Irving family. The Irving's farm was located on Cashin's Gap near the hamlet. What's a hamlet? Hamlet is a small human settlement. Oh, cool. I like Wikipedia that, these words that I don't know what they mean, it just brings up a little definition. It helps me along.
Yeah.
The story was given extensive coverage by the tabloid. That's your first clue. Tabloid press in Britain in the early 1930s. The Irving's claims gained attention of parapsychologists and ghost hunters such as Harry Price. Some investigators of the era, as well as contemporary critics, have concluded that Irving used ventriloquism and family collusion to perpetrate the hoax. Wow. So I don't know too much about this, to be honest. After reading that, I do remember hearing a little bit about it. And I actually think I heard about this from the podcast Squaring the Strange, which has Ben Rafford and Celestia Ward and Pascal Romero. And I think they talked about it because they were talking about different animals that seem to communicate. So with this, I don't think a mongoose has the ability to speak. So I would probably go with what they're saying here, that it was probably a ventriloquism. I'm not even drunk yet.
Ventriloquism.
The puppet talking.
Making the puppet talk.
Making the puppet talk, yes. So I'm going to go with that for now. Until I see something else that says different. Let me see, like critical reception of this. Although some psychic investigators thought that Jeff was a poltergeist, or a ghost, skeptics, including residents of the Isle of Man, believed the Irving family had colluded to perpetrate the hoax. According to Joe Nickel, researchers have suspected ventriloquism as well and other tricks. Okay, so that's what the consensus looks like. It's oh my god,
ventriloquism.
Ventriloquism. Oh my god, I'm sober. Trill. Ventriloquism. I'm getting a lesson.
And you're still not doing English. It good.
I'm going to end there with that question. Thank you for that. It really, it definitely put me in my place tonight. It has a way of humbling me.
Drink more.
Yeah, drink more, and then it'll just flow off.
Right?
Yeah. Tommy, what's up, Tommy? How much does it cost to get some of these haunted objects? So I guess it depends on the object itself, who's selling it, who's buying it. Because I know there's been some items that have gone to like Mr. Baggins. He's gone out. That's actually I have a little bit of inside information on that. And I'm not going to cite my sources just because I'm trying to protect the people that told me this, that used to work for him. But apparently, like when you see the price that he paid for certain objects, like the Dybbuk box or I know the satanic guitar that was publicized that he paid $666 for it. And I actually talked to the guy that sold it to him. So, but other items that are in his museum where he's talked about the price for it, apparently that's an inflated price. He didn't actually pay that much. He just says that so it sounds like he spent more money, and that's coming from people that worked with him. So I mean, I don't know how much the Dybbuk box was sold to him for. It was probably, I would guess a few grand at least.
And he doesn't always buy everything. Sometimes he I guess rents it from people.
Oh yes, we did learn about that some of the items in his museum come from collectors, and they are on a loan. They're on loan. They don't actually belong to him. It's like he goes through a certain kind of store that we like oddity stores and stuff, but goes through, sees something, and he requests that he use it for his museum for a certain amount of time. And apparently it's been like a year or something. That's the agreement. and then at the end of the year, he kind of tries to keep hold of it for a while. But for other things, like for me, the stuff that I get for my little private museum downstairs, it really depends. I don't pay a lot of money at all. Like,
especially like people kind of throw stuff at them sometimes. They're like, just take it. They
want me to have it. They don't want it anymore. They really believe that something is haunted or cursed or possessed by something, and they simply do not want it, and they drop it off. So, like, I'm probably getting behind on the questions again, but
no, you're all right.
Okay, all right. So, like, they sometimes they've dropped it off at my booth. Like, if I set up a booth at a paranormal conference, I've had people literally come up and say, "Hey, I heard you take this." Or take these kind of things and then drop it off and say, you know, basically, good luck. And they leave, which is kind of nice because apparently like other people are talking about it and saying, oh, well, this guy, he takes it. Go over and see him, which is cool. I like that. I like the stories. As long as they give me the stories. There's been 2 or 3 times where I've just come back to the booth and there's been something on my booth that wasn't there when I left. And I don't know. Only one had a note. And it actually was on a napkin, and it was written that this item was cursed. It stabs men who are abusive, or something like that. I did a video on it. It was like, holy shit! All right, so I guess I'll take that. I really want to get my hands on some of these haunted items. It would drive my friends crazy. So I also look at like flea markets and yard sales and estate sales. I travel around it, and my wife and I go to different ones on the weekends, and I wear a shirt that says I collect haunted, possessed, or cursed items as long as they're cheap. And that usually gets the conversation going. But I would say the most I've paid maybe like 15 bucks, yeah. And that was to ship it. That wasn't actually for the object. That was paying for shipping, because somebody wanted to send me something, and I insisted on paying, as long as it's not too much, because I don't have a budget, so I can't pay a lot of money for these things. But usually like maybe $1 or $2, because I'm a flea market. I'm a flea market whore. You know, that's what I do. So it's like, if it's $1 and you have a story with it, hell yeah, here's $1. I'll take it. And actually, I mean, I can tell you that I've been in talks with somebody for the last about a month or two. And he claims to have something. I think it's a he. I actually don't know if it's a he or not. But this person claims to have this kind of doll thing that is worse than anything that you saw in movies. But we've talking back and forth, and he's agreed to send it to me. So I'm waiting. I'll hopefully get here soon, and then we'll have a nice unveiling. But as for that, I don't know. I mean, I know a little bit about Zach because, you know, I've talked to people he worked for. And what's Bob say from TMZ? What was that? From TMZ. Haha, the Dybbuk box. Oh yeah. TMZ loves to cover his shit. But yeah, other than that, I really don't know what people pay for these kind of items. JD, what's up, buddy? What has been the haunted object you've been most excited to acquire? So, that's a good one. Well, there's one called because I usually name these things just because it's easier like that. Because I have displays like this that I write up. I write the story up as soon as I can. Come on, focus. Oh, I fucked it up. There we go. So I write the story up as soon as I can because I like to get it right. I like to get the details right, and I put it up there. So I name them. And there's 2 objects that I really like. One is called Rummy, and that's like a wooden carving of a pirate. And the story is basically like the guy that got it was told that he has to keep. It's got a little cup that's hollowed out, and you got to keep it filled with rum at least once a week, or it will. The guy like appears, an apparition appears, and complains that he wants rum. And I'm like, I love this. I absolutely love it. There's also a Friar Tuck decanter that I have that is supposed to fill up with mead, like not meat, mead. because I did a video on it and somebody thought I was saying meat and they got weirded out. But mead, so the beer like or ale like drink, but it hasn't filled up yet, so I'm waiting for that. But otherwise, I mean, I'm kind of excited. I can't give too many details because I don't know if I'm actually going to get this new item. But this new one, going back and forth between the guy, I keep calling him a guy. I just get the sense that it's a guy. I'm kind of excited about it to see what it's about, because he's kind of building it up and he just doesn't want it anymore. And we'll see. So that I hope that answered your question. What is the black box behind you? Like behind me or over here? I guess you mean this one. So I brought up two of my own allegedly haunted items. Actually, only one. The other one's not haunted. So this one is supposed to be haunted. It's got a story to it. This one is, and I'm guessing this is what you're referring to. So I made this for a video. It actually says, hold on. There we go.
You can't see that at all. Oh, there we go.
No touch ever.
Ah.
And it's a creepy doll that I picked up at a barn sale, actually. And Donna was there with me when I picked it up. It was in a shoebox.
It was in a shoebox and it was covered up and nobody wanted the doll.
And it was
for a reason.
It's falling apart. It's cracked. It's flaking and it looks like shit. But I thought it was creepy. So I got it and I did a video for my YouTube channel. It was a quick video just saying, hey, this is how you make a haunted doll. And basically you get a creepy ass looking doll like this. And I'll put it so you can see it. Even got Band-Aids over the forehead. I mean, how cool is that? You get this, you put it in a box, you seal it up, you put a note on it that says you can't touch it. You don't let anyone open the case. And there you go. You got a haunted doll. That's all you really have to do, because most of the ones that I've come across, like, they have a story. They have a little story like it's moved on its own or it disappears or something like that, but it's always in a case and you can't touch it. You're not allowed to touch it. You're not allowed to, test the claims. So I just wanted to show people like, oh, you can do this at home. You can go to a freaking Goodwill store and buy a doll for $1 and bring it home, put it in a case. You could actually get one of these things at the Goodwill store while you're there. And just slam it in there and say, look, I have a haunted doll. I mean, it's so easy. So that's what that's for. And I just like putting that up there to demonstrate how easy it is to do something like that. John Kennedy, what's up, buddy? What makes a spirit haunt item and not a house or a building? Never understood that. I don't know. I really don't know. It's weird. It's almost like, I guess it's really stems from like the Warrens with Annabelle, because that was the first major doll. Well, I think that came out in 1970. The story came into like public awareness, and I think at the same time, the same year, Robert the doll also came out as something to display. And I believe both of them, and this is just my opinion, I believe both of them are based on the Twilight Zone episode of I forget the name of it, but it had a doll called Talkie Tina. And the weird thing about it, the coincidence about the episode is that it's about a little girl, and the mother presents the little girl with this Talkie Tina, and the doll goes on to terrorize the little girl and the family. But the mother's name is Annabelle in the episode, and that came out in like 1965, I believe, or sometime in the 60s. So I always thought that the Annabelle story actually came from that episode and was developed from that episode. But I don't know why someone would pick a doll instead of like the whole house. Maybe it's scarier. Maybe it's scarier. What do you think?
I think it's probably just scarier.
Yeah. I mean, I think it really weighs on your psyche, because like if you're in a house, you're in a house. You can run around. If something happens in a room, you can literally run into another room or close the door and be like, oh, cool. And it's I don't think it's as scary because it's such an open space. But when you're talking about like something like this that suddenly comes to life, wow, that's really washed out.
Ooh.
If this starts going like just standing there and starts going like this or starts moving around, yeah, I can see how that freaks you out a little bit. That could definitely freak you out, especially when it's little kid dolls, because most of these dolls are
toys
are children, like in the image of children,
right?
Rather than adults. So that makes it creepier because, I mean, even when you watch horror movies and horror shows, a ghost of an adult is not as creepy as the ghost of a child. You know, that's meant to be scary. You know, not like a nice ghost that's like, help me. That neither of them are freaky. But when it talks about like an evil little kid, yeah, totally spooky. So I guess that's the best answer to your question, I guess. What else we got here? What is the skull in the back? I'm distracted.
Yeah, you can answer that one. Yeah.
Oh, the skull. Oh, that's a bong. Well, drinking bong. There you go. Look at that thing. You can fill it up with beer. It's a beer bong. Because, you know, why not? All right, so I'll keep that on the side so it doesn't distract you anymore. But I love that thing. Oh, all right. Juice. What's up, Juice? That is an awesome name. Why would a skeptic collect cursed items? Is it nostalgia? Or maybe it's sentimental or for science. So it's a little of everything. I love the stories. I love stories behind haunted objects and haunted houses and stuff. Even though I investigate them and pretty much, I usually find explanations for them. I still love the story. I still take ghost tours, you know, because I love the ghost story. I love the story behind it, because you also get the history with it, which is really neat. But I think stories behind haunted objects have that little bit of human drama, human connection, with some of it. Some of it's just pure horror and, you know, let's make it as evil as possible. But other things, like I have a pocket knife downstairs that the part of the story is that it belonged to an old man and this guy had inherited it, or I think he picked it up in an antique store. It's been a while since I've read the story. But when he would go camping, this old man would appear and it didn't freak him out, didn't like scare him. It just was this old man that would just appear and love to just sit there. And every time he would go camping, he would see this guy at least once until he stopped going camping. And then he just never saw him again. But it's a nice story. And I like that kind of thing. And I also like testing these items too. When they come with a claim, that's a testable claim. I love that. I absolutely love it. There's been, one of the ones that we both tested was a necklace. It has a little face on it, like a head that looks almost like Medusa. When you look at it from afar, it looks like a Medusa head. But the hair is actually, it's hair. It's not snakes. But this necklace has a reputation from the previous owner of choking people. Like they would wear it, and then when they would fall asleep, it would choke them. They would wake up feeling like they were choked. So I put it on. I did a TikTok video where I explained it, and then I was like, I'm going to test it, and I put it on, and I wore it throughout the night. I slept. I went to sleep with it on. I woke up in the morning, and I was, fine. So I did a follow-up video saying, look, you know, I did it. I did exactly what these other people said, and nothing happened. And most of the comments were like, well, that's cool, but maybe it's just female because the two people that claimed to be choked were both female. So I volunteered my wife to.
Yes, I was volunteered.
Put it on. And
here, wear this for a day, honey. Let's see if you don't get choked.
You'll be fine. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, she wore it and went to sleep and woke up in the morning and was fine. She's still here. So,
well, y'all know.
Maybe you haven't
y'all
seen her.
Y'all know when producer Donna doesn't show up for a week or two, you better come looking for me.
Yeah.
I need my buddies to back me up because, you know, Kenny's got a lot of crap here.
I do.
You never know what he's experimenting on.
Yeah. I have an experiment going
on. I'm not kidding.
I have a couple experiments going on. They're in process now. So
you guys may think it's funny, but it ain't funny from this end.
I think it's funny.
It's not.
It's hilarious. It's hilarious. All right.
They got my back. I see you,
They got
John.
it.
Chuck. Thank you, guys. I knew you'd have my back.
Whatever. What are you going to do from there? What are you
What?
going to do in internet land? I'm going to be like, here, put this on. Wear it for a couple hours. What are you guys going to do? Nothing. Oh, man. Oh, let's
I'll
see.
send them all
Jade,
messages as I'm putting the necklace on. Be like, hey, guys, experiment time.
where can I buy your shirt? Like this shirt?
Yeah, the one you're wearing.
The one I'm wearing? You can, let me see if they still have them. Because this is from Skeptical Inquirer. That's the magazine that I write for. And I don't know. I got this at one of the
Psycon.
conferences. Yeah,
Yeah.
at Psycon in because was it? Oh yeah, it was one of their Psycon shirts. I'm just trying to read it to make sure. But they do have merch that you can go through. Let me see if I can find the menu and forums, donate, skepticism, join, submit articles. Oh, they don't have anything for store. That's why I couldn't see it. It was right in front of me.
Do they have?
Let me see. They have shirts. Oh, they have Psycon Las Vegas shirt.
They have the cup that says "Doubt It."
Yeah.
Well, click on that.
I wonder what happened. Yeah.
Oh, click more. Yeah, it says more items here. Click here. The green.
Click here. Just looking. Wait, that's not.
Yeah,
that's their magazine.
they don't have a lot there.
They don't sell a lot. So let me
shoot them a message and ask.
Let me see if I can do this again. Click here for more items. I think it went to the wrong place.
There you go. You hit the wrong
books,
thing. Oh,
Psycon.
Where's the shirt?
There it is.
It is on. It says. What's it say
$15.
underneath though? Select.
Some
of the options aren't there. I think.
Choose an option. Medium, large, extra large, XX large.
What are they? $15. That's not
$15.
bad. $15 ain't bad.
I'm gonna put the link in the chat room.
All right, there you go, Jade Kitten. Link in the chat room.
There you go. Coming. All right. So there you go.
Next question.
See, I love being able to help people like that. That's awesome. Historically, is there more than one Dybbuk out there? If so, how many Dybbuk boxes are out there, including the ones that may have been destroyed?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I don't know if you were here last week, Barry, and watched the episode. We had Kevin Manis on last week, and we talked to him, and he pretty much, we're going to have a difference of opinion, me and him, on exactly what he did, but he pretty much came out and said, yes, it was all a hoax. He admitted to making up the story, and making up the continuing story that he kept writing over the years. So he added a lot to it. And the part about there being allegedly 10 true Dybbuk boxes out there and only 8 are known to be in private hands, that was a fabrication. That was part of the story. So it's not real. As far as a Dybbuk is concerned, that's part of Jewish mythology, and it's more or less a spirit. It's a spirit. It's a bad spirit, a spirit of a bad person that when they died, they're fearing judgment. They don't want to go on to the next life because they know they're going to get fucked, basically, and so they cling on to another person's soul. So that's pretty much what a Dybbuk is. And I invite you to look it up just on a Jewish website. Don't go to like a ghost hunting website because they screw up the history or the definition so bad. So basically what to answer your question, is there more than one Dybbuk out there? No, there's none at all. How many Dybbuk boxes are out there, including the ones that may have been destroyed? None. These are all just regular boxes. I took the other one downstairs. So I have my copy of the original fake. I guess that's what we can call it because that's what it is. I have my copy of the fake downstairs in the museum. And that is not a Dybbuk box. It's none of these boxes, especially the shit ones with wax all over it. I really, and that was a funny moment because I did ask Kevin about that. And he has no idea where the wax came from either. I think that's just somebody that decided to capitalize on the idea and decided that melting wax all over the entire box would make it seem spookier. But honestly, I have 4 of them downstairs too, and all it does is make a mess because the wax dries, and when you move it around, it breaks off and it just gets everywhere. So I don't get it. It's not. I wouldn't worry about it. If you're worried. I don't think you are, but I wouldn't worry about it because it's just a story. That's what it is. So there you go.
There you go.
All right.
All right, hold on one second.
We got any more questions? Oh,
Yeah,
man, this
there's
is
a
awesome.
few.
You guys are doing great.
Give me a second.
This kind of show, it doesn't really go anywhere unless you guys give me questions. Oh, and you know what? If you guys want to come on and discuss a topic or your question more in depth a little bit, by all means, I'll send you a link to get in, and then you can come on for a couple minutes. I absolutely love doing that. So you can be a guest. John Kennedy, did Donna let you get your mask from the last K&D adventure? Did Donna let you get your mask? Oh. No. No, she did not. And all you people that are backing her up now.
Yeah.
This is not right.
This is right.
No, that was an awesome mask.
No.
How much was it?
Too much.
Like $400.
Yeah, a little too much.
Something. Oh, so let me
a little off topic.
A little off topic, but not really.
Let's go.
I started a Patreon page for such emergencies.
Yeah,
no.
$400 emergencies.
I mean, I'm just going to throw it out there right now. If you go to Patreon/Kenny Biddle, I have a Patreon page. You can become a monthly supporter, and there's 3 different tiers, but part of it does, in the description, it does say part of it is for the Mystery Museum. So I'm just putting that out there. No big deal. I'm not trying to beg for money because I really felt bad. I've been holding off for a long time because I feel weird. I feel dirty asking. I don't know why. I feel dirty asking for money.
Yeah, but when people are like, "Oh, where can I send you some cash?"
I know.
It's not. You're not asking for it. People are just throwing it at you. Say, take it. Thank you.
Send me haunted stuff. Or you can just go to that shop and buy that mask because that's so awesome. I love that mask. I love it. So, yeah.
And for people that don't know what we're talking about, there's a K&D Adventures video out there that you can watch.
Yeah, if you go to YouTube and what is it? Let me see. K&D Adventures. Let me bring up. I'm actually going to bring up the episode itself.
Was it Strange and Unusual?
Strange and Unusual. Let me see. Wow, this looks weird. Why is this not in the right format? Okay, so we went to the Strange and Unusual shop. I'm going to make sure I turn this down so it doesn't. There we go. All right, I'm going to copy the link. I'm going to put it in the chat room. Don't watch it now. Go watch it after the show.
After the show, yeah.
But there is there's the link for the episode. And in the episode, oh, wait, I can actually find the part of it, and I can share it so everyone can see it.
Can at least see the picture?
You can see what it looks like. Because it's so awesome. I love this mask. And it was just really, really cool.
And the place has some awesome stuff that you can buy, and shirts. They have all kinds of merchandise you can get while you're there. They have a cute little coffee shop.
So share screen. Oh, what's that? There we go. All right. That's my big ugly mug. There we go. So you're going to see it in a second here. Because I'm going to go over to it slowly. Come on. Go over to it. Now you're seeing 2 of me. There it is. I look at that thing. That is so awesome. I don't know. It's made from bones. There's my wife telling me, no, I cannot have it. Meanie. But it's made for some like jaw bones there. It's got chainmail. It's got teeth. Look at that in there. Look at that. Teeth up there. I don't know what kind of teeth, but they were teeth. And the horns. And this is a jawbone and chain. It is so awesome.
It just was awesome. It was really cool, but it just needed to stay in the shop.
No, it didn't. It needs a home, and my home is where it should be.
You think?
Yeah, it's got I can make a place for it right in my museum.
I'm sure.
Where it'll be happy. Hey, Aaron, what's up, buddy? Aaron's going to be on the show on the 30th. He's going to come on. He's going to be a guest. We're going to talk about biases and stuff. So looking forward to that. All right. So his question is, if an item has a story and was free, is there any item you would not accept? Like an urn. Well, funny enough, I have one. I have an urn downstairs. But I guess my only limitation right now is size. Honestly, most of the objects that are down there that I take or accept are smaller objects. They're tiny. They're not like, these are the biggest items that I usually get, like a doll that I usually put on a stand or in a case or something like that. But I don't think there's any restriction. I mean, if it's like the most cursed object in the world, I would take it. What are you saying?
We'll see. We'll have a discussion about it first.
Well, see, that's when it just shows up and we don't say anything. I'm like, oh, honey, look, I am. Well, you know what? She actually finds out when she looks at my TikTok videos. That's when she usually finds out I have new stuff. But no, I don't think there's any restrictions. Size is the only thing, because I don't have a lot of room. I have a very small, tiny space. It's a third of our basement. So it's getting packed. I had like one shelf, and these are all like leftover shelves too. Like, I'm such a flea market whore. I'm poor. That's why. It's leftover closet shelves that we had that I put back together and like secured together so that size doesn't matter. Yeah, it's Diana. It does. So the one shelf, the two shelves that I had there, I actually had like all the ghost hunting equipment that I had gathered over the years and from other people. I had displayed on that, but I think I'm going to only display like one or two items that I've investigated and then put the rest away. And then I had that for other things because I do have a ton of shit. I think there's like 150 items down there at least. So, and big items, I just can't. I did a video on on something called the death chair, because every museum needs one of those, right?
Right. Yeah. We need one of them. We have one.
The story is something like there was a guy that made them, and the buyer wasn't going to pay him because he said it was shitty work. I'm paraphrasing here. And so the guy that made it put a hex on the last one that anyone that would sit in it would die like by the next Sunday or something. And allegedly 2 people died. But I have no documentation. Neither does the person that gave me the chair. So it's probably all bullshit. But I have a wooden chair. It's black too. It's all black. It's not charred. It's just painted black, which is unusual, I think. I don't think I usually see black stained chairs like this, because it's just a wooden chair. Something that looks like that would go around at like a kitchen table or dining room table. Yeah. But I really don't have room for it. I did a video on it, and I'm kind of thinking like maybe I might get rid of it. Or
it might be a selling item.
I don't like parting with my stuff though. It's so cool. But I sat in it. I did a video on it, and I was like,
we can get rid of it and make room for newer stuff, Kenny.
But it's just in the middle of the floor, so there's no room for other stuff. They would just clear the space. Stop trying to get rid of my stuff.
I'm selling it.
No, you're not.
I'm making money. New question.
JD, did you figure out why the death clock went off? Yes. I did a follow-up video to that. I did 2 follow-up videos. So to put in the context for you guys, I was doing a video on, funny enough, Ron, I was doing a video on the urn that I had. And as soon as I put it up on camera, there was an alarm clock that I had that went off. Like the alarm went off.
As soon as you said urn.
Yeah, I put it up and I was like, I have an urn. And it went, and it freaked me out a little bit because I wasn't expecting it. Because it was like something like 12:30 or 1 a.m. when I was doing the video. So, but I did follow up videos because I basically stayed up all night. I took it apart. I played with it. And I did find that the switch, because it has a little switch on the back that goes up and down, that was held on by 2 screws, and it was cockeyed. So it wasn't in the slot for the back panel correctly, and it was rubbing. It actually rubbed out and scratched the side of that. So I think when I turned it on to play with it earlier that day, when I turned it off, it wasn't all the way off because it didn't go all the way down. And then what else did I find? Oh, there was corroded wires inside. And as soon as I took it apart, the the alarm no longer works. I think I just need to rewire it. That's all it is. But all the wires are corroded. So I'm basically think that it was set because it has an arm. It's not like a push button where you set an exact time. It has a little, it has an arm. Like it has an hour, a minute arm, and then it has the alarm arm that you move around the dial. And it just so happened to be at that time when it went off. So I'm pretty sure that's what it was. And so hopefully that answered your question. What else we got? Dun, dun. Oh, you already got it up. I'm looking right at it. That's why. I can't see shit in front of my face.
Bob has a question.
Bob says, what would you do for a Klondike bar? What would you I'm starting to feel buzzed. What would you do if you discovered that Leia was a haunted object that was playing the long game? I would say, well played, madam. Well played. That would be amazing. Yeah, but I don't think so. She's no, she's just cardboard. Yeah. There's really nothing to possess or anything like that. But that would be cool if
there's other Leias around that can be possessed, though.
There's a bunch of Leias that are on the shelves over here. But yeah, that's a good one. Mm-hmm. That's a good one, Bob. I like that. All right, we have another question. Awesome. I love questions. Audra, what's up, girl? What do you think of the story of Robert the Doll? All right, so let's see. Robert the Doll has a long history.
Wait, is this the one that we met at the conference?
No.
That's who's that?
The conference.
The one that is in the box and he doesn't want anybody to ever touch it.
That's Buddy.
I'm sorry.
Buddy. Although
I get them all confused.
To give the guy credit, he did say that he was really thinking about letting me have it for a couple hours. Because they had a video where Buddy the Doll apparently like moved inside the container. But I have ideas on why that happened. So hopefully the next conference, I think he's going to be at Gettysburg next month. So okay. I'm going to approach him and see if we can get to actually do this, to experiment with it. So Robert the Doll actually has a long history. It has a documented history, which is nice. Because at least you don't have this just like Raggedy Ann doll that just came out of nowhere, probably like the 5 and dime store, and suddenly is haunted. So Robert's got a long history, much too long to go into right now. But I do suggest you look it up because it's interesting history. But his story is basically like if you don't ask permission to take his picture, or if you're mad at him, or if you're mean to him or something like that, then bad luck falls upon you, and you have to apologize. And I think I'm getting that right, Audra. Right? Let me know if I'm on the right track here. But I basically think that's the idea. Let me look it up real quick. It says, is Robert really possessed? Many believe that the origins of Robert's evil lies in evil lies in the one who originally gave him to Jean Otto, which was, I guess, the grandfather of Robert, the servant who worked for Jean's parents. The woman was supposedly mistreated by her bosses, and to punish them, it is believed that she cursed the doll with voodoo and black magic. That might explain the many mysterious and frightening experiences people have had with Robert the Doll. But if so, wouldn't the haunting end when the owners died? Blah, blah, blah. It doesn't actually... Oh, wait, here we go. The doll continues to taunt and scare those who come into view of him, especially guests to the museum who attempt to take photos. Many have reported their cameras becoming inoperable when they tried to take a picture of Robert, only to begin working again when they left the museum. Robert the Doll sits inside of a glass case, but doesn't seem to stop him from inflicting fear and discomfort to museum staff and visitors. And I know there's also stories about him moving inside the glass, where he's like in this big glass container and he moves on his own. So basically, if you haven't seen it, let me see if there's a picture here. So because I'll share that. What? There it is.
I remember seeing this.
So let me share this so you guys can see, just in case you don't know who I'm talking about. So that's Robert the doll. And honestly, I don't think much of it. I think it's just a creepy looking doll. It's old. I believe that Robert was the name of the child that owned this doll. It was given to him as a gift, and the outfit, the sailor outfit that's on him, is likely one of Robert's actual outfits that he wore, and they put it on the doll. But do I think it's haunted? No, I don't think it's haunted. I think it's just I mean, look at the face. Let's look at the face. Let's see if we can look at the face. Twitter. Oh, look, he has his own Twitter.
Oh gosh.
Oh, that's a crappy picture. Come on, give me a better picture. I don't like that. But I mean, if you look at the face here, there's holes in it. It's not well defined.
It's beat up.
It's beat to shit, really. I mean, it looks like crap.
Perfect doll to say was haunted.
Yes. And I mean, there you go. I mean, that's the idea behind it. If you have a doll like this, let me see if that comes up better. There we go. That's a little bit better. That's still a crappy picture. Oh, there we go. Can I blow that up? No. So I mean, there's not much to it. It looks creepy. The face alone is creepy. And again, it comes back to like this thing here. All you need is a story. If you say stuff happens, people are going to pick that out. And I mean, that comes into confirmation bias. If you tell people a story, if I put you in a room and say, oh, by the way, these clown dolls that are on the desk there, they actually move around. The little one likes to play pranks. The big one, likes to pull hair and stuff like that. So just be careful. If you're a believer in this, you're gonna keep an eye on that doll, and anything that happens in there. If you hear a noise, if you hear something make a knocking sound or something like that, you are going to most likely blame the doll, and come away with the story going, oh, you know what? I was trapped in that room. I was in the room for like 10 minutes and stuff, and I heard something, and it was probably the doll. And I mean, I've come across that dozens and dozens of times. So, but no, the simple answer is no. I don't think it's haunted. I think it's just an ugly freaking doll, which I would love to have downstairs.
I don't think that's a great idea. Moving on.
Hey, Teresa. I cannot remember the name of the freaking thing.
This is me all the time with every conversation with Kenny. Kenny, I have no idea what I'm talking about, but do you remember this?
But the spirit box thing, like Daniel Kloss, Nick Groff, and a few others use, they cost like over $1,000 to make. What's your thoughts on the damn thing? Geobox, brain fart. I think you mean. Has anyone else commented? What are they? The Wonder Box or something like that. I think that's what you're talking about. It's got like the guitar pedal, reverb, and all the shit that goes with it. I think that's what you're talking about. But just like any other boxes, like the Radio Shack hack and the Ovilus and other stuff like that, other just, or what's the other one? The little black case one. They're all just radio stations. They're all bringing in radio stations. And you're not talking to a ghost. You're talking, well, one, you're talking to yourself because you're asking questions to a radio that's bringing in radio transmissions. And you're asking questions that are open-ended, and you're waiting to hear something. Your expectations are high, and you're waiting for an answer that kind of sounds like what you're asking. And I mean, it could be anything. And here's my big problem. And I've said this before, so I apologize if you've heard this like 100 times, but when I see ghost hunters doing their like EVP sessions and they're talking to this ghost box piece of shit, and they're saying, hey, can you tell us what your name is? And if they hear a word like stairs, which is not the name of a person, I mean, I guess it could be. I guess any name could be. That's probably a bad example.
It doesn't really matter anymore.
Yeah. So
sometimes
if you're all right, let's say you ask what's your favorite color. That's better.
Yeah.
And the answer that someone hears is stairs. So that's obviously not a color. But instead of the ghost hunters saying, "Hey, that's not an answer to my question. That it must not be working right, or something's not right here. This is not an answer to my question." Instead of saying that and realizing that, the usual routine that I see is they respond as, "Oh, stairs? Did you fall down the stairs? You must have fallen down the stairs. Is that how you died?" They don't question it. They just let the radio broadcast, dictate how the conversation goes. And you could do that the whole night. It's basically like a radio version of cold reading from psychics, because it's like it has nothing to do with your question, yet the conversation just changes and they go along with it. So what do I think about that ghost box and any other ghost box? They're all shit. They're a waste of time. Honestly, when you're talking to somebody that's science-based, there is no control. There are no experimental controls. There's no control over the environment. There's nothing. It's anomaly hunting. It's not ghost hunting or spirit hunting or investigating. It's anomaly hunting. You're looking for anything that's out of the ordinary and then take it for evidence. In your
story.
Yeah. You make it fit into your narrative, and then you're good to go. So that's why it's ghost hunters that use that. Sorry, but you're not investigating. You're thrill seeking. That's what you're doing. All right. I hope that answered your question, Teresa. Bob says, what if the haunted object had a dark past, like it came out of Nazi Germany? Would you still accept it? Yes. It's still part of history. It still has a story. I don't see anything wrong with that, because you're displaying it as an item that allegedly has a haunted past. And I mean, most of the stuff that I take has some kind of claim, like it does something to somebody, or it makes something appear. So that's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for something to appear or something to happen to me in order to test the claim. So yes, if it came out of Nazi Germany, I mean, did it come from, like, what's the dark past?
Right. Yeah.
What are we getting into? Yeah. Like, are we talking? Is it coming from a Nazi soldier that slaughtered a whole bunch of people? I don't know. I don't think that should prevent me from saying, okay, I'll take it.
No, it's really, for us, it's really the size factor in this house, because, I think
I know where you're going with this, because of the history that's associated, because of the very bad nature of it, because it's not necessarily the haunted history, but maybe you're alluding to, like, the real history,
the dark history that came with it,
and what it means and what it represents. But
it's still
an item of history, and I'd still have it and present it as that. Not that I'm promoting or in favor of or whatever. Like, not exactly sure. Bob, you need to come on. Send me a Facebook message and come on, and then we can discuss this a little further. I think that would be the best thing to do.
Best idea.
So fire up your laptop and webcam and get your ass on here. Don't be shy. Hey, Ron. Donna, have you considered... Oh, question for Donna.
Yeah.
Have you considered moving some of the haunted objects around just to fuck with Kenny? All right. I will remember that. But
do you want my honest answer?
Yes, because I know what the answer is.
I have thought about it. I haven't done it yet.
And that is why I need some of you to become Patreon so I can get a surveillance camera to put down there and watch all the time.
Yeah.
I need a Ring camera that goes off a motion detector.
I'm down there all the time doing everything.
But you know
down
what?
there.
If I pointed, because if you come down the stairs and just go around to your area,
Yeah.
I can set it up so that it only detects you if you come into
We
my
don't
area.
need any cameras in our house.
Yes, we
No,
do.
you're not
Yeah.
patrolling me. No, you're not.
I'm not patrolling you.
You already do with the Ring camera.
I'm patrolling my museum.
No.
It's museum security.
No. Then
All
get a
right.
separate entrance.
Show of hands.
Get a separate entrance.
Who thinks
Fuck that.
I should have a camera set up in my museum to make sure somebody doesn't fuck with me?
Yeah, who thinks that's a good idea? I'm looking at the comments now. I see nothing yet. Oh, Tiffany, hold on.
It takes like 10 seconds for us to go through. I'm with the goddess.
Thank you.
All right, Tiffany's banned. Ban her. Oh man. Oh,
I got
this is funny.
Boo. I got nope. I think I'm winning, guys. You're not. I know. I mean, thank you for having my back on this one.
Bullshit. That's what I think.
You know, your museum needs a separate entrance, I can get around the house without being on camera.
As soon as I can, afford something like that, then I'm all for it.
This person just said, wash hands. I guess you don't want to answer that question.
That's good. I wash my hands of this.
But wait here. Jade Kitten's on my side. She raises both hands.
Okay. So they're raising hands. All right.
Are they raising hands for the camera being there or
raising
being
hands?
Not there?
Yes.
Wait a minute.
Raising hands. That's the best way to do it.
So hand raises for Kenny?
Yes. Just get over it. Get over yourself.
Wait.
All
Tiffany
right,
says, hold on. No.
Let's go back to
we're
the
not
questions.
going back.
This is what happens when you hire a producer. I think if you had activity, then your poor ass might consider one. But activity first.
I agree, Tiffany.
But,
you know what?
In the interest of science, how would I know I have activity if I'm not there 24/7? I'm only there maybe an hour a day, if that. When I'm doing my TikTok,
it
takes me an hour to do a fucking 3-minute video.
Honestly, not clowning around.
Honestly.
Okay.
I just offended everyone from England.
I think a camera should be down there all the time because you don't know, like sometimes you go down there and you move things around.
Right.
Like say with your whole death clock story, the day before or even that morning, you were already messing with that clock. But say, you were moving stuff around and you don't realize that, you touched something like with the clock,
right?
You hit the button by accident or something, right. And you didn't, and it just happened to go off at that time. But so it would be nice to have a video of that movement so you can go back and say, oh my God, I did pick that up today. Right. Especially if you're moving a lot of things around.
Like if the dog goes down there, because I've caught her going down there. And you know what? Like if she goes down and starts sniffing something or moves something.
Or jumps up on the couch and hits something, something falls down.
Because there is so much stuff that, if she bumps something or if I knock something just enough and say like later on, a couple hours later, we come home and we slam the front door, and that's enough to cause a little vibration on the floor and it moves something.
Right.
And it falls off a shelf. Then I can at least say, all right, what's the timestamp on this? Oh, that's when we came home. Okay.
Right. And thinking about that, I mean, on that subject too, like I'm exercising in the living room. Like our house is 20 years old. Everything creaks.
20 years?
Or 100 years
100
old.
years old. Yeah.
Like everything creaks.
Everything
in this
creaks.
House.
Everything moves. Everything.
So
if I'm downstairs, if I'm in the basement doing a TikTok video and talking, she can hear me.
Sometimes, yeah. Or remember like when I had my curio cabinet in the corner in the dining room?
Yes.
And it's like I stopped one day and I looked at the stuff in the curio cabinet and everything was shifted. Like instead of looking at you, it was all shifted to the right. And honestly, I went to Kenny. I said, "Why are you fucking with my shit?" Like
get blamed for shit. But that's a good point.
And it wasn't him moving it. It was the vibrations of walking
around. Yeah.
That caused all that stuff to move.
Because if you don't have a flat surface, and we've seen this on shows like Ghost Caught on Film. There's been a bunch of videos on there that done this when something's in a a curio cabinet or shelving unit like that, where the shelf is flat.
Kenny creaks when he moves.
And you have... I do.
I'm sorry.
I so
John,
do.
John, your comment
I
just
so
got
do,
me here.
John.
I'm like reading
Thanks.
them.
That's for you, John. I love you. But yeah, if an item doesn't have a flat bottom, it's gonna start vibrating, and that little vibrating will make it turn. It'll make it turn, and yeah, things can be completely turned around. And we hear these stories all the time. I'm sure you guys have heard stories like that. Having an interest in this, so yeah, it could happen, and I think a camera would be cool to have down there. So
I agree.
Patreon,
I think so. I think we
Patreon,
should, yeah,
Kenny Biddle.
because well, and I also told Kenny, like, he does his TikToks in the morning, and I told him before he comes up, I said, you better tell that crap down there not be doing shit when he's not home. I said, there's a lot of haunted stuff in my basement. I have to go down there to do my laundry, and all my craft stuff's down there. And honestly, the week that the stupid TikTok, that death clock went off, other few things in this house have gone off.
I go down there and be like, yo, guys, fuck with her.
Like, oh my gosh, like the smoke detector went off for no reason at all.
Smoke detector, yeah.
That was like
the basement one.
The same
Going
day
down
or
the
the
basement.
day. That was the day after the death clock went off, and the smoke detector was going off for no reason. I'm like, what the hell? I'm
But
like,
you know what? Stuff like that, like we did figure out, like, we replaced every one of them except for that one. That was an older one. So it might have had something wrong with it. It hasn't gone off since.
That's because we never put it back on the wall.
We have others. There's one at the bottom of the stairs.
Oh my god!
So it's not.
It hasn't gone off.
We have enough.
We fixed it.
We have at least one on every floor. We're good.
Right
We're
out.
good to go. All right, we have questions. Let's get the questions.
Hold on, we don't have a lot. Hold on.
Actually, you know what? Let me go to my commercial. Let's
Is
go to
it
my
commercial
commercial.
time?
Yeah, it's commercial time. We're an
All
hour in.
right.
So let me go to my commercial. And because I need to fill up, I need to refill. So if you guys got to fill up, this is the time to do it. If you need to pee, please go do it. I mean, I really don't care if you pee your pants because I'm not there.
But you don't want to miss the show, so go
Yeah.
now.
All right. So everyone, I'll be back in exactly 2 minutes and 22 seconds from, let's see. That's not it. That's it. Now. Hey everyone, this is my store based on the theme of science and skepticism. It's here that you can find all kinds of shirts and hoodies, yoga pants, tote bags, the fanny packs I know you guys love, masks and pillows, all with science and skepticism as the theme. I even have hoodies for your pets. That's right, your dog or cat can wear one of these things. I also have a general store that sells more inspirational quotes or, drinking stuff because I like that kind of thing. I also have a store set up for our Three Tortured Souls podcast, which we do Saturday nights. You can find shirts and Tim Vickers' favorite drinking vessel, the mug. I also have a store tailored a little bit more towards my ghost hunting friends, Paranormal by I Am Kenny Biddle. These are shirts and quotes that are a little bit more on the ghost hunting side, especially this one, Translucent Perished Beings. Ghosts. That's my favorite. So if you're interested, head on over to teespring.com/stores/scientific skepticism by IAKB and check it out. Thanks.
Are you tortured by what you see and hear about the paranormal field? Join us as we critically examine and question paranormal claims, science, ghosts, demons, cryptids, UFOs, ghost hunting technology, and much more are all on the table for discussion. Three Tortured Souls is a video podcast that streams live on Saturdays at 8 p.m. Eastern and 5 Pacific. Three Tortured Souls.
All right, we are gassed up and ready to go for the second hour. Mm-hmm. Mm. All right. Okay, I think we're going to have somebody coming on in a moment, which is going to be nice.
Yes.
We're in progress. John Kennedy, can I get a link to join to talk about... Wow. I think the alcohol just hit me. Running up and down the stairs. Yeah. I just got a rush where I'm like...
I'll read the question. Wow. Can I get a link to join to talk about the last 2 weeks' guest?
Oh, yes, absolutely, John. It's been sent to him. He is in the process of coming on, so we should see him momentarily.
Yeah, we'll take another question until he gets...
Yeah, until we get that situated here. Yeah. So
give me a minute.
I'm giving you like a minute and a half.
All right.
Not really.
Here we go.
Okay. Maria, what's up? Do you want to investigate the suicide table? I can arrange it. Suicide table. Suicide table.
I need to know the story behind the suicide table.
Yes.
Yeah, yes. Don't be going there.
Wherever it is. What? Wait. I think you brought this up. I think you've brought this up before, Maria.
Oh, wait. Here she goes. Hold on.
Suicide table.
She did write about it.
Virginia City, Nevada. Oh, that's a little far. The haunted suicide table has brought death to whoever owns it. My friend who owns the Bonanza Hotel also owns the suicide table. It's been featured on many ghost hunting shows, in paranormal shows, blah, blah, blah.
Well, is your friend still alive?
Yeah, I mean, because that kind of busts the myth.
Yeah. Right. I mean, how long has he owned it?
That's morbid. That's pretty morbid. But if he's still alive,
hold on, let me see.
He should still be okay.
Yeah, Maria, come shoot a question or shoot an answer to that.
Yeah. Wow, that's yeah. I'd like to get into that a little bit more. But yeah, I think if they're alive, then that kind of investigates itself.
Yeah, and we don't have to bring that to the house.
But no, we wouldn't bring it to the house.
You don't want to be owner.
But yeah, I would totally.
I think she's confused. She said what, and then she said okay.
So is the owner of the suicide table still alive? That's the. Let's talk. All right, let me bring John on first. And then Maria, we can bring you on and you can talk about it a little bit more.
Yeah, that'd be great.
All right. So let me switch to my special guest one and bring John on. What's up, buddy?
Hey, I'm a special guest. Can you guys hear me okay?
Let's turn you up.
You gotta turn. Yeah, there you go. You gotta hold it up.
Is that better?
That's better. Yeah,
a little bit better.
Much better. Cool. All right. So what's up? What do you got?
So, talking about the last 2 episodes, they weren't bad guests. It was more of a when they were confronted with things, especially when it came to how they affected other people's lives, they kind of just brushed it off and was like, yeah, whatever. So
right.
I think talking to a few people from the chat, I think that's really what got to a lot of people was they weren't willing, especially with the last one with the Dybbuk box. He wasn't willing to accept anything for what he did,
right?
Whether it be direct or indirect. He just it kind of pissed me off.
Me too.
I get it.
Me too. I said the same thing.
So let me give you a disclaimer first. I mean, because I'm running the show and because I do promote it as, hey, this is a...
Can you just reiterate what John just said? Because people were having a hard time hearing him.
Okay.
Real quick.
Yeah, you definitely need to keep that.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to turn this up.
It's okay.
Just real quick.
Real quick. Say that again.
Okay. So what I said was when I was talking to a couple people in the chat, because people were getting upset and I was wondering if it was on the same reasons that I was. It was more of because the medium the week before and the guy with the Dybbuk box, they weren't taking
responsibility.
Yes.
Yeah.
For what they were doing in real life. And that's the stuff with the pseudoscience that pisses me personally off.
I agree. I totally agree with you. I'm right there with you. I kind of let people talk, and it's hard because I know I've gotten some messages where people are like, why didn't you fucking go after him? Why didn't you fucking tear him apart? And I can't do that, because if I go full, like if I'm in person, if I'm at a conference and I'm in person with somebody and I'm going back and forth, yes, I can be totally blunt and direct, because I don't give a shit if they walk away from me, because I'll just move on to the next person. But when it comes to having a show like this and a guest on, if I come right out and go, you are fucking horrible, all they have to do is go click and they're gone.
Right.
And my objective with last week's show was just to hear Kevin talk about making the stuff up right from his mouth. That's what I wanted. Like I've already seen it in print. I've seen it online. I've seen it in print, but I wanted to hear him say it himself. And I did. He did say he made it up. And that was my goal. I agree with you, though, because he wasn't taking responsibility. There was a story there that got away from him. And as soon as it did, he should have realized, like, oh shit, this is beyond my control. But instead of owning up to it, he went the jealous route and said, well, everyone else is profiting off of this. I'm going to keep the story going so that I can still be relevant. And therefore kept making up shit. Right. In addition to like the 10 true gimmick boxes, that part of the story that came like last year or something like that, where he keeps putting it out there and people keep coming back to him, you know. And I think that the interview that he did with the author that I had on too, I think that was his almost last ditch effort to also generate and garner that kind of attention, because it was like, all right, well, you know what? I have nothing else. I'm kind of done with this. I might as well I'll say everything's fake, that I made it all up, and I'll get some attention. That's the way I see it. The psychic before that, pretty much that represented how I feel about every psychic. You know, like even though I'm friends with a lot of people that claim to be psychic, they don't understand the damage they are doing, because to them, they feel it's real. And in both cases, they share the blame. So with Kevin, he originated the story. Yes, he should have stopped. He should have came out as soon as it got away from him. He should have said, this is not real. I made this up. But it wasn't just him. The next guy started an online blog. The next guy wrote a book about it and sold the rights to a movie. The next guy was a douchebag, put it in his museum and profited the most.
I mean,
from this.
they're all to blame.
They're all to blame. Yes.
I do feel that I think that Kevin should have spoke up earlier before it got out of hand. And maybe now he's realizing that he is hurting people. Like you saw his when Kenny told him that story about the lady that talked to us at the table. You saw his face. I think he wasn't expecting that story. And I think it did hit him a little hard, you know, hearing that. I don't think he sees or hears those kind of stories because he cut off from it. You know, he's the person that people contact because they want him on TV and say certain things about the story.
They want him to sensationalize it because that's what it was. He doesn't get the everyday person's viewpoint or experience with this.
Right.
And when it comes to the psychics, I think most of the people, and this is just my experience, this is my opinion, most of the people that claim to be psychic and or mediums that really believe that they are doing it, it's partly their fault because they're not looking at it from a logical point of view. They're not putting the pieces together that they might be guessing or admitting to themselves that they're guessing. But it's also their friends and family who reinforce that belief into them, where they come up with this basic intuition, which we all have because it's based on experience. I can do that with everybody. We can have a conversation and I can look at you and go, hey man, you look like, you know, you're kind of not like, you're kind of feeling blah today. You know, you all right? You okay? And if you're having a bad day, you're like, yeah, dude, I'm really am. I'm not being psychic. I'm being empathetic. You know, I'm reading the signs. So instead of someone like me going, hey, you just look that way, you know, I've seen that look before. I've seen it look in hundreds of other people, friends and family of people that develop this psychic idea are encouraged. Like, oh, how did you know that? Oh, maybe, do you think you're psychic? And the idea starts forming and it gets reinforced over and over again. So I get it. I get it. I agree with you 100% about your frustrations and your anger at the last two guests. It's going to happen again because, I mean, I don't want to be afraid or selective. Like, I like having people on this show that are educational, that can bring good information to the table and educate, and you guys learn something. But I also want to bring the quote unquote opposition, you know, the people that I don't agree with. So they can state their cases. We can ask them questions. We can disagree if we disagree. And you guys can bring up questions and comments and we can ask them directly. And I think that is a good way to doing it. I mean, there was a lot of questions. I did see some questions that were kind of breaking rule number 3, where they weren't being nice.
Yeah.
And I understand the frustration.
Yeah,
I do the same thing.
I got your back, guys. I understand. And
I mean, I've been on podcasts in the chat room and I've asked questions like, what the fuck are you talking about? You know, you need to do this. And I've been ignored. And I get it because
that's not the way they want the show to go.
That's not the way they want the show. And I get it, you know?
Right. And I'm not trying to like vilify you over that.
Oh, I know.
You held his feet to the fire. Both of them were great shows. It's just when it started getting to certain things, it's like, why can't you just admit, okay, maybe this went a little different than I expected? And that's not what he was saying. Well, he was saying, well, that's on them. It's like, no, it's not. It's on you for making the story. And the
right.
You know, but yeah, the way you handled both of them, I'm impressed. It was great.
Thank you.
I love learning both perspectives of things. I think you did really good. I wanted to come on and say it wasn't you that everybody was upset with. It was more like how they handled the objections to what was being brought up.
Okay. Yeah. And I agree with them. I agree with everybody. I mean, sometimes, and I think you guys can see it in my face because I've been told my facial expressions do not hide anything.
Oh, yeah.
So sometimes I'm like, you can see on my face, I'm screaming inside, the fuck you talking about, bitch? Oh my God. How do I put this? Because I don't want them to hang up. I don't want them to just disappear. I want them to stay on and I want them to explain themselves. And I'm not always going to get the answer I want. I understand that. And in turn, I know you guys aren't going to get the answer you want because I think most of the audience shares what I'm looking for. You know, I'm trying to look for an answer and I'm not getting it. So I kind of have to straddle the line where I know I can push a little bit, but I don't want to push too far because I don't want them to just disappear. Because I'm looking for information. And yeah, I mean, I got it. I was able to get like out of Kevin. He admitted he made it up. I got to see the reaction from him for the story that I related to him. And I also got, I think, a little bit more information than he might have wanted to say about Zach as the show went on, you know, but that's the behind the scenes stuff. That's what we need to see, you know, like we need to hear the real story. And if I have to sugarcoat it to get to there, I'm going to pad it a little bit to get what I'm aiming for. I don't know. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Is this Kitten has a follow-up for that?
Do you think he was sincere when he kept alluding to it somehow being haunted anyway? No. I don't either. I don't think so. I think that was more or less an excuse to keep the story going. And I think that's something. Now, I haven't talked to Jason Haxton, which is the third guy that owned it. But I kind of get that idea from him that it's a story and it's a moneymaker. You know, it's their claim to fame. So I can understand, and we've seen it all the time. We've seen it with actors that just are no longer relevant, that try to hold on to something. We've seen it with celebs, especially, that have like shows from like 10 years ago, 15 years ago that are no longer relevant, but they're holding on to that just because that's their 15 minutes. But no, to answer that question, I don't think that he was sincere about it. Kevin, aside from the whole Dybbuk story legend, he seems like a nice guy.
Yeah. He seemed like an alright guy.
Yeah, he seems like it. That's as far as I'll go with that.
I think he gets lost in his own story.
But
honestly, I think he tells it so many times that he believes it himself, because he tells it as if it is a real story, and that's where I had the problem. Because even when he was telling that story last night, it rolled off his tongue like it was real as day.
Yes, exactly. Yep. So yeah, that answers my question. So I'm good. Thank you, Kenny.
Okay,
Thank you,
cool.
John.
All right, man. Take it easy, and I'll talk to you soon.
All right.
All right, cool.
Do you want to see?
Let me see. Yep. Boom. Let me go back to my regular thing there. And I'm going to hold on a second. I'm going to bring this up because I want to address this.
What do you bring?
So TP Seeker, odd question. Was there an agreement to get him on the show? Doing an interview takes two sides. When one knows bullshit is spoken and doesn't. Oh, wait. Was that the question I wanted to?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Follow-up questioning the bullshit that just helping them even more. Was there an agreement to get him on the show? Like a secret agreement that, I'll let you do this and that? No. I basically just asked him. I reached out to him I think the night before and said, hey, I do this show. I'd like to get on and talk about this, like this article that was just released about you, coming clean about everything. So that's why I had him on to talk about it and give right now. Oh, that's what I was looking for. Okay. Yes. Right now, all I hear is gossip and talking behind their back when this could have been discussed with the person. So it was discussed with the person. I don't know if you were here last week, but we did talk to him. We brought him on. We brought the author of the article that was out from Input Magazine, Mr. Moss, that wrote the article.
We just didn't answer some of the questions that were in the chat last week. Like some guys put up some questions that we didn't put on screen, and that's what we were talking about.
And this is nothing new. I mean, because I was on with Kevin for maybe like a half hour, 40 minutes after the show, and we were discussing things. And I mean, it was outright that I disagreed with him on some of these points that I'm bringing up. So it's not like a surprise. It's not like I'm talking behind his back. It was stuff that I brought up to him. And he gets it. He understands it. He sees it differently, though. He sees it as a creative writing kind of thing where he's putting out a story and he's just promoting his creativity, where I see it as something different, that it's something that affects people's lives. And some so-called famous people have certain terms before they agree to be a guest. Okay, so no, there was nothing. And to full disclosure here, I talked to him and I said, in part of my, I guess, discussion, I said, like rule number 3 for my show is to be nice. Like, people can ask questions, but they just be nice. And he's like, well, hey, I'm not afraid of any questions. They can ask whatever they want. So just let them go. And I said, that's fine. I don't mind direct questions. My point with that rule is I don't want it to devolve into name calling. I don't want people just be in the chat room going, you stupid fuck, this and that. That's reserved for me. I can only say that. No one else can. But no, I just wanted to make sure it doesn't devolve into name calling. And that's happened twice on this show where somebody has just gone off and just started calling somebody else in the chat room like these really, really bad names. And I booted them because that's not what it's about. It's about discussion. So I hope that answered your questions and clarified a little bit more. I don't talk behind. Well, actually, I mean, Honestly, everybody talks behind other people's backs. I mean, it's just something we do, but it's not something that I'm hiding. Like,
No, we're putting it
I
on
talk to
YouTube.
Kevin
This
and
is
I
going
are,
on YouTube.
we're now friends on Facebook, and we do talk. We talk back and forth. So it's not something I'm hiding from him. I just want to make that clear. Anything that I'm saying here, he can see.
Right.
So I'm not worried about him seeing it and being upset, because we can discuss it whenever he wants. I don't mind that. I don't hide from a discussion. I don't hide from bringing it to people's attention, and that's about it. All right. Yeah, my producer's like, come on, let's wrap it up. I just wanted to clarify that because I understand your position, and I wanted to clarify that. All right, Bob. During the divorce court, what the fuck are we talking about?
This was from before we left for break.
All right, divorce court. The judge asked, "Okay, Donna, why do you want to separate from Kenny?" Donna, because he told his haunted objects to mess with me.
I can see that actually happen, Bob. I can. Do you think the haunted museum will be our breaking point?
No.
I don't either. But if he does have those things fuck with me,
they won't
they're
fuck
gonna
with
have
you
a
because they're
problem.
not haunted.
They're
They
gonna
have
have
stories.
a problem.
But nothing has ever happened.
I'm gonna have a video. It's gonna be Afternoon with Donna and the Mystery Museum. When Kenny's not home, what happens? What happens?
We'll do a TikTok live.
Yeah.
Where it's like, hi, your regularly scheduled host is not
Hi,
here.
TikTok. This is Donna.
Donna taking over. Oh shit! All right, what else we got? Do we have any questions besides comments from
Hold on. Wait, I
smart-ass
got a good one.
viewers?
You'll enjoy this.
Congratulations, you're now a patron of Kenny Biddle. Wait, was that a joke? Do I have a patron?
I think it's her. She did it, and it came up. Like, thank you.
I do have a patron. Oh my goodness!
Jade Kittens.
Yay!
Thank you.
Thank you. I love you.
I love you.
I'm so happy. My gosh, my first patron.
Yeah.
Where are you from? You know what? Where are you from? I'm going to send you a button.
Jade Kittens.
Jade Kitten. Jade Kitten, send me a message through, if you can send me, I don't know if you can send me through YouTube. Send me a message and find me. And send me a message and I'll get your address and I'll send you a button that says, never stop learning. That's
never stop learning.
All right. Sweet.
All right.
Okay.
Are you good?
I'm good. I'm going to be up all night now. I'm like supercharged now. Thank you so much, Jade Kitten. I appreciate it.
All right. Here we go.
Audra, why do you have that? Oh, why do you have a head of a Cabbage Patch doll next to you? Okay, so this, I'll try to condense this story. So I do a lot of TikTok videos where I have two accounts. One account is Kenny's Mystery Museum, which I talk about all the stuff in my museum. The other one is Kenny Biddle 42, where I debunk the shit out of poltergeist videos and other people's haunted objects.
Right, yeah.
So I definitely contradict myself. Oh, there we go. Okay. Wait, blurry. Come on, why are you doing this?
Because you keep putting your hands in front of it.
So one of the videos that popped up in my feed was a woman that had a Cabbage Patch doll, and it's supposed to look like this. And it dances, and when it starts dancing, she takes it, puts it down, opens up the back, and shows you that there's no batteries in it. But I have batteries in it. You want to see it dance? It's really freaky when it doesn't have a head.
Yeah, when it dances without a head, it's kind of funny.
There it goes.
Put it there. You go.
Oh, it's
it's even creepier when she sings and plays the music.
Wait, there it is.
I feel good.
No.
I knew that would know.
All right. So
you have to go to TikTok for the rest of that story.
the video was up, and she shows that it doesn't have batteries, and this whole thing where she took it apart and stuff. And I kind of have an idea of how she did it. So I ordered one. I found one for $20, so I ordered it and took it apart, and I figured out how it can be done. And so I'm currently working on doing a recreation where I can have it dance with no batteries in it, and the air quotes are very important. So it won't have batteries in that tray back there, but it'll still work. And then I'll do a reveal on that. So that's why that's back there. But I figured, it'd be fun to have, we're talking about haunted objects. What's better than a headless Cabbage Patch doll?
Right.
Should have seen when I took it to work and took it out.
Messed up. Here's
all right.
A little tidbit.
During the show, I've been fixing on a cursed antique table. Keeps falling apart.
Guess you
sounds like a curse.
It sounds like an IKEA project. I always had trouble with them, Carol.
Hey, Teresa, what person or persons do you have the least amount of respect for in the paranormal field? Mr. Baggins. Wow, that was pretty quick, Mr. Baggins. Mr. Baggins, let's see. Well, who else? Because I think Zach just exploits shit. He just makes shit up and puts it out there, and he has such a big platform, especially with the museum that charges almost $50 a person to get in. I think that's ridiculous. I think that exploits people. So I don't have a lot of respect for him. And he makes this claim that he's like one of the world's leading paranormal investigators. And I think he actually says that on the Demon House video, which is complete bullshit. What else? I don't have respect. Let's see, in paranormal field.
Look, the Warrens.
The Warrens. I can't stand the Warrens. And I mean, yes, I know they're both dead, so I'm not like going to pick on them too much, but they exploited people. They exploited the hell out of people.
To the extreme.
And I really think when they were alive and they were doing this stuff, I think they were horrible people. Like Sylvia Brown. I don't like John Edward. Who else? Respect. Oh, shit. What's his name? God damn. The guy that makes the Wonder Box. Huff. Steve Huff. Yes. I don't like him. I think he's a total douchebag. That's probably going to get me in trouble on Facebook. But yeah, I don't. Bishop James Long. Yes, thanks, Wayne. Because I do a lot of TikTok videos duetting
somebody
him.
Watches TikTok.
Which we have to acknowledge that Bishop James Long, who does a lot of TikTok videos, and I've duetted or stitched a lot of his videos, has now turned off all duets and stitches on anything that he analyzes a paranormal video. I actually went through his channel, and as long as if he's doing like a religious service, it's still, you can still do, duet and share the video. But if it has to do with looking at a paranormal video, he has turned it off. So I guess he's getting wise to me. So now I have to either record this or download the video, or I record the screen. So even if he blocked me, I still have another account. So, I mean, I don't have respect for him because I think he pushes the narrative of it's haunted, you need to call me. When it's sometimes it's just painfully obvious it's a hoax. Painfully obvious. He doesn't put any thought into it. He doesn't put any logic or critical thinking into it. Doesn't even consider the idea that it might be a hoax. Once in a while, yes. And there is a video I did where I agreed with him because he said that he thought it was fake. And I agreed because it was a fake. But generally, yes, I don't think he does a good job. And Huff is just, I think he just exploits celebrities. Anytime somebody, Peter Popoff. Oh my God. Thanks, Steve. Yeah. Peter Popoff was just a total exploiter. I think I did this on a show where I had to, hold on a second. This is really getting into it now. I gotta find the box of stuff that I have. There it is.
I have no idea what he's doing, guys. I'm so sorry.
So,
is this the Peter Popoff box?
This is the pile. Hold on. So, if you ever seen Peter Popoff, he has this thing commercial on TV where you can, if you call or go online, you get this vial of holy water. Yes, that you can get, and it's supposed to help you and all this stuff. So I signed up for it to see what would happen.
And look,
this is 1 month. This is just a month.
It was almost every other day we're getting mail from this
letters
man
that he sent me that has various things in it. Like, oh, this is one of the gifts. This is like some kind of like horn of Jericho, and it's fucking plastic.
It's like a horn you get at a kid's party.
Yeah, it's something like you get when you get like a pack
little
of things, and it's like,
yeah.
oh, this is $5, and you get enough to give toys to 20 kids, because they're like 2 cents each. I've gotten that. I don't know where the holy water is. I think that's actually up on a different shelf.
Probably. Yeah, John, we're coming to Indiana.
But
Side
like
note.
these, let me show you. Oh, wait, there's a golden rope.
Do you have it over here somewhere?
That's a golden rope. I don't know exactly where. I think it would be over there. I'm not sure.
Okay.
It's been a while since I've looked. But like this is one letter. One.
The guy's like insane.
3, 4 pages, front and back.
He makes way too much money to be putting out all of that paper crap.
So yeah, this is something I did just to see what would happen. And I've been meaning. I think this came out on another live thing I did. I think on TikTok where I brought it up. But this is a full box of nothing but letters from him. 1 month, and then he stopped because I never responded.
Well, no, didn't we put a whole bunch of crap in an envelope and send it back to him?
Fuck, I did.
In one of his self-addressed stamped envelopes.
I think the last one. Yeah, because they come with self-addressed stamped envelopes.
Because he wants money.
Like, oh, let me see how much I can stuff in.
Yeah, we did. We stuffed it.
I stuffed newspapers.
Taped it shut.
I put pennies in there and everything. Taped it shut and sent it back. And that was the last thing that I got. That was the last time I heard from him.
The last time. So, that was kind of funny.
That's fun. So if you ever get self-addressed stamped envelopes from someone that you hate, that's the way to go. Stuff it. Just stuff it until you have to tape it shut and then send it back to them.
Yeah, because they have to pay for the shipping when it says...
That was so awesome. I was kind of forgot about that. All right. What are we doing here? Oh, we got about 20 minutes left.
Well, Maria wanted to come on.
Oh, Maria, yes. Maria, if you want to come on, let me see.
And talk about the suicide table.
Yes. Let me see. Oh, crap. Where is Maria? Maria Lagana Sales?
Yeah,
right?
that one. Yep.
Let me see. Are we friends on Facebook, Maria?
She is on Facebook.
Oh, there she is. All right. So let me
shoot you a message.
Okay. So the link is on the way, so you can join, and we'll bring you on as soon as we're done. Backstage pass, $5 per month. You'll be making life easier by supporting the work I do. What? You'll gain access.
John
this
Kennedy,
is all my stuff.
Yeah, I think John Kennedy signed up.
I was like, this looks familiar. I'm reading it going, wait, why does this sound? This sounds. I know this. I know what's going on here.
Here's a follow-up. Bob's got a follow-up before we...
follow up to my last question. Is there anyone you don't respect that you would never even want them on your show?
That's a good question. I can't wait for Zach to come on the show. So if Kenny would listen to Zach, I think he would listen to anybody.
If you want to come on, just
come on,
shoot
Zach.
me a message.
Come on.
We'll come on. But I will say this. I don't think I would refuse anyone. But I think there are a few people that I would step over the line of my rule number 3.
Of being nice?
Of being nice. And like, if you're coming on, be prepared. Be prepared. And I would tell you guys, be prepared. This might be a short show. Because like someone like Steve Huff, like I don't like anything he does. I really don't care for him. I don't care for him as a person or whatever else he wants to call himself. So I think if he came on, I would let him, give his spiel.
Yeah.
But I think it would cross into the line where I would get so pissed off that it wouldn't last. I would just, because sometimes
it's backfiring already.
Nice, John. Nice,
It's
John.
backfiring already. We can reach out to him. Don't know if he'll say yes.
I just see. I don't know. I wouldn't reach out to him because it's not. I don't see anything educational about him. And certain people just don't have anything to offer. They are exploiting people. They are taking advantage of people, and I don't like promoting it. And I really have a problem. Like, even when the idea came into my head, like, you know what? Maybe I'll ask Kevin to come on, Kevin Manis. And I kept thinking, like, or even that oh man, and I apologize, I don't remember her name, the psychic that I had on before that. Like, I kept thinking, like, do I really want to do this? Do I want to promote them? Because even if I'm not actively promoting them,
we are.
Yeah, we're like, oh, they're coming on the show. We're going to talk to them. We're going to have, they're going to have people that they know come on the show, and you guys are going to come on the show. You're all going to be exposed to them. Like, do I want to do that? Do I want to give them advertising?
More advertising.
Yeah,
exactly.
And I struggle with that. I really struggle. Like, I don't. It really bothers me because I don't know if I want to do that. But then I weigh it. I actually think a piece of advice Joe Nickel gave me, and it's the first time I met him. I was really I was starstruck because this is a gentleman that I looked up to, and I respect it. Yeah, like, I really looked up to him, and I'm like, I've read all his books. Wow, I'm finally getting to meet him, and not only meet him, but one-on-one. Like, I was in his office, and we sat down at a table, and it was just the two of us. Just the two of us. We can make it if
off
we
topic.
try.
Come on, back on topic.
All right. So we're talking, and I asked him about going to see psychics because we were talking about that subject, and like, he had gone to several psychics and mediums, and I said, how do you justify that? How do you justify paying like $50 or more or less to sit down with a psychic? And he looked at me, and this is in my interview. It's on my YouTube channel with Joe Nickel. You can all see it. He's like, I can actually do more good by spending that $50 and sitting with that psychic. I can do more good when I write about the experience and that I show that they're not doing what they say they can do, that they're scamming someone. I can do more damage that way. I can do more good that way. So that's kind of how I see all this.
Right.
Like, if I have someone on that I don't agree with, but they expose themselves on each other.
Exactly. I mean, you never know. I mean, he came right out and said he did it. He, even though he didn't really apologize for it, but he admitted that he made up a story. And that was a big thing.
Right. And the point of that show, as I told John when he was on, was that, hey, you know what, Maria, I did send you a Facebook message. So if you're still listening, I sent you a Facebook message with the link. So go in there and click it because you didn't see it yet. But yeah, my point with that show with Kevin was to hear it directly from him. Because even though the article that came out beforehand, like, I wrote an article myself, which showed examples of him admitting that he made it up. The other author that came on posted the article where he talked directly to Kevin, but we're still hearing it from the author, not from Kevin himself. So that's why I wanted to hear it from him. So that's why I decided to have him on. All right. Yeah. I'm good.
Okay, good. Moving on.
Moving on. John, if we get to so many patrons, can we get a Donna cam? Donna has a cam. She does have a cam. It's on. I see it. Like, I see it in front of me, but she doesn't like to be on camera. So
Well,
You're
it's
not
not,
gonna see
that
it.
I don't want to be on camera. It's Kenny's skeptical help bar. So I'm just I'm supposed to be quiet. I'm sorry that I'm not as quiet as I should be.
She's supposed to be quiet, but
I am.
she can't shut up.
So
just
instead
keep
of me
talking.
yelling across the room and you guys not being able to hear me, he gave me my own mic. So
Oh, Rob Palmer. What's up, Rob? Rob and I have done we've done a presentation together on psychics, which was really, really good. But he comments like Gerbic spending $1,200 to get 3 children plants in the Thomas John Children's Spirit Circle. Yes. Yes, that's exactly it. It sucks, but sometimes you have to spend money. You have to give money to the people that you don't approve of or don't like in order to
get your point
expose
across.
them.
Yeah, and expose them.
To get your point across, to expose what they're doing as fraudulent, as wrong. Donna, quiet. Yeah, I know, right? Oh my goodness.
You know, this show got much better since I've been here.
Whatever.
Oh
man.
All right, hold on. I gotta go back. There's a
All right.
question from Bob that I missed. I'm going back, Bob. Here we go.
Okay.
Got it.
Have you ever reached out to any member of Zach's TV crew, including on-air talent, to see if you can get them on the show? I seriously doubt Zach would come on the show. Oh, excuse me. I had to burp. So, no, I haven't. Because, honestly, this is going to sound mean, but everyone else on the show, he kind of treats like little lackeys. He treats like his little junior assistants. And I think from the few shows that I've watched, they just suck up to him.
I don't think they're probably won't be allowed to come on the show to talk.
Well, that's
I'm
that's
sure it's
reason.
in a contract that somewhere
that they wouldn't be able to talk to me,
or they'll lose their job. He's done it before to people that we know.
So yeah, I mean, if anything, I would talk to Zach. I would absolutely talk to Zach. I would have him on the show, and I don't know how far it would go. I don't know how long it would last, but I would have him on, and just to ask him questions and say, hey, like you said this, especially like, I think I would start out with like the Bela Lugosi mirror, because that's the first article that I did that really showed that he embellished. He embellished because he, at one point during like an episode of he had a spin-off show where people would bring artifacts into the museum, and it was just all about the artifact. But he did one on the mirror, and he was talking about it, and he made a comment that he knew that Bela Lugosi was into the occult, and he was into all this stuff, which was funny, because I talked to Bela Lugosi's granddaughter, who talked to her father, which was the only son of Bela Lugosi, and this was completely false. So that's one of the questions I would ask, like, hey, where did you get this information? Because I couldn't find anything online. I talked to his family, couldn't find anything, nothing. So where did you get this information? Probably would stop the show right there. He would probably click, even if he won't come on, can we do a show with Baggins to call out his bullshit? So I think we're already pushing the threshold here, because this does stream to YouTube and Facebook. YouTube is a little more lenient with this kind of stuff, but Facebook, if you start mentioning people, which I already have, in a negative light, and they see it, they can easily report it, and it gets taken down. So
we don't want to do a show like slamming them. Everybody knows how Kenny feels. If Baggins wants to come on and just do his side of the story,
I would invite it.
Yeah, I mean,
like I do give my opinion. You guys ask for it, that's what I give.
I don't think
I don't want to do a whole show where I just bash
crap
someone.
Is crap.
I want him to be here.
Yeah.
I want him to be virtually next to me, where we can talk and say, hey, the fuck up. What is with this? Why'd you say this? And see what he says.
But right now, you know what? He's making his millions sitting there collecting money for everybody that goes to his museum and everybody that watches his shows.
Yeah.
So he's not going to come on a show and put himself at risk.
There's no
He's
point.
not going to do it
There's no benefit to him
at all.
Just in the last couple months, the guitar that he bought, the satanic guitar, I put out the article where I talked to the seller who admitted that he made up the entire story in order to sell the guitar because it was just a shitty guitar. And then Kevin comes on and talks about how he made up the story about the Dybbuk box. So that's two items in his museum that he paid a lot of money for. Well, at least to us, he paid a lot of money for that are hoaxes.
Right.
But he still, not only has he made money off of this, he's going to continue to make money off of it. There's no reason for him to come on a show like this and just say, "Oh yeah,
some of the stuff in my museum isn't real."
He doesn't give a shit. He doesn't give a shit about me.
No. I mean,
No.
if anything,
He hates me.
Yeah, if anything, he wouldn't talk to Kenny.
I know he's on his radar, so that's actually pretty cool.
Until all his stuff starts going south,
Yeah.
then maybe he'll come on the show and try to save himself. But other than that, I don't think he'll be on.
All right, what was that question you had up or comment? You had something up. I didn't read it.
Oh, Teresa had a comment just saying that he's more
entertainment, and that's it. Yes, I agree. There's. I'm just going to agree. Yes. You got yourself another patron, my friend. Oh my goodness. Now you have to find my size doll. Oh my goodness. This is awesome. You guys are great. I love it. Oh, I'm so happy. Tonight's been a great night. All right. So Maria,
No.
I still don't see you.
Oh, I threw up Bob's.
I know. I'm still waiting. I sent her the link. I still don't see her. I wonder if she had to go.
I haven't seen her in the chat
All right,
room.
Bob.
Maybe she's not there.
I'm sure the only way he could come on if he got paid.
I think you're right, Bob.
Yeah, I would agree.
But I don't even think he would do that at this point. There's no reason for him.
Hey, Bob Christopher is here.
No, hey Bob.
What's up,
Bob's
Bob?
in
About
the
time
house.
you showed the fuck up.
We love you, Bob.
I love you, buddy. Miss you. I miss you. I hope you're in Gettysburg next month. I hope.
Yeah,
see.
Bob, you need to go in the dunk tank.
What time is it? Oh my gosh, it's 1:53. It's almost the end of the show.
That's
If
all
you
right.
got a question, pop it in right
Yeah,
now because
because,
I'm almost ready to
And I'm
stop.
caught up. So
Oh, you're caught up? Okay.
Yep.
Miss you more. Oh, what's Teresa saying here? I'm going to ask my mom if she still has mine. If so, I'll get it to you. Then you can get the haircut I gave her. What? I don't know what that means. I'm confused.
oh, here's a
Reach out to medium Lisa Williams. I did a Girl of Skepticism on Wikipedia article on her. I'd love to talk to her. Oh, Lisa Williams. Let me write that down. Lisa Williams. All right. So if there's no more questions, I'm going to start getting into my
You're
my
right.
announcements here.
Oh, hold on.
Wait. Oh, Zach should come out and say he got ripped off and display the items in a fabricated paranormal item section.
That would be smart.
I would actually
Yeah.
like that. I would. So my level of disrespect would go down.
I think
notch?
maybe 2 notches.
Maybe 2 notches?
Especially
All right.
like now all
We'll
this
burn it.
information came out with the Dybbuk box. Now
Right.
if he would just come out and say, hey, this story, I was sold a story that was wrong. I didn't know it was fabricated.
Well,
He could easily play that card
Right.
the way
He
it was
could. He
presented
could.
to him.
I mean,
So,
some of
but
the stuff
If he took that now and moved it and
that
said,
would be interesting.
and
that would
said,
be
hey, look, I don't think this is haunted anymore.
right.
But this is the story that came with it. We've done research, and up until now, we thought it was, but we
Right.
don't think it is anymore.
You're right. Yeah.
And you know what? I think we just gave him his next $1 million idea, because when people start going to him and saying that, he's probably going to add on to his museum and be like, okay, this is the stuff that's
Even
not
with
really
that
haunted.
though, like I still have a problem because like with the guitar, with the satanic guitar, the recent purchase that he did, he never bothered to ask for information. He never bothered to ask for documentation. He took it on the story. And that's one of the big things that I focused on in the article that I wrote, was that the seller told me, like, outright, He never asked for documentation. He never asked for proof. He never asked for evidence. He simply took the story.
So he just
He
saw it making headlines on
Yes.
on TikTok or whatever. It went viral, and he said, "I need to have that."
It came up. There was a music website that featured it, and it went viral from there. And according to Zach's side of the story, he was getting texts from different people saying, "Hey, you need to see this," and he immediately went and purchased the guitar.
Said, "Yeah, I need to have this because
Right.
this is going to bring all these new million people to my museum."
And
to
that's
see
the
it.
big problem. That's the big problem because there was no investigation. There was no provenance checked on that. It was simply, oh, there's a story. Let me get it. Let me display it. I'm going to make millions off of this.
Mhm.
And it didn't matter whether there was a legitimate story or any evidence to back it up. It was, here's the story. And there you go. So I think that's on his part. That just shows that he's not an investigator. He doesn't investigate anything. He doesn't look into it. He just takes a story and he takes your money. He takes your money because that's what he's about. All right. So that's my, let's see. Zach would pull the conned card when they need to cover a story up. I wouldn't. Yeah.
Yeah, but
I
you
would
know what?
agree.
He hasn't even been brave enough to do that.
No.
Especially when the Dybbuk box blew up in his face on live TV.
When the rabbis like that.
I mean,
I'm not going to read your script. Or
it doesn't,
that doesn't
get
fit in your
any
script.
better than
That
that.
was one of the greatest
I mean-
moments in television history ever.
I mean, that would have been the perfect time to
Yeah.
do it. And it didn't happen.
All right. We are at 1:57. I'm going to do my announcements.
1:57.
1 hour,
meaning-
57 minutes.
Okay. I was going to say it's 10:57.
I'm going to
not
get
1:57.
to, I'm going to put up Bob's announcements. There they are, because Bob is our official announcements person. Bob, I'm going to need you. I'm going to have to work it out where you do the announcements for me.
Oh, that would be great.
That would be cool.
Bob.
And just run a video where you like put the announcements up. All right. So these are just some of the things I'm doing. I'm doing a lot, but July 18th, I have two events, which is this Sunday. I'm going to be giving a talk for the AIPT Comics website. And it's actually a 20-minute talk on the comparisons between Force ghosts from Star Wars and alleged real ghosts. And it actually goes into other movie ghosts because it's really cool. I did it on the fly and it was based off an article I did, but it's going to be really good. It's going to be on, if you look on the AIPT Comics website or Facebook page, you'll see the link, and then it starts at 11 a.m. At least my talk does. And it's a 20-minute talk. I'll be
Eastern
there.
Standard Time.
Yeah, Eastern time. All these times are Eastern time. So after the talk is done, I'll be available for a live Q&A for about 10, 15 minutes or so. That night, I will be a guest on Paranormal Gateway podcast, which is our friend in the chat room, Teresa. She does that show, and we're going to be talking about paranormal stuff. I don't know exactly what we're talking about. I think we're going to be delving into some TikTok videos and having some fun. So I'm looking forward to that. August 20th, 22nd, I'll be in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania for the Gettysburg Battlefield Bash. That's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be a nice weekend.
Me too.
And I'm going to be in the dunk tank. So if you ever wanted to take your frustrations out on a skeptic,
Bob
Christopher, come out. And it's for a good cause. It's for charity. You can dunk me for charity if you can actually hit the target. I mean, I don't know. Most of your ghost hunters, I don't think they're skilled. I don't think they're accurate. I don't think they can hit the target. So
Like you're
I Spartacus, motherfucker. That's right.
Hey,
Damn
Bob,
right.
are you going to be in the dunk tank, Bob?
Yeah, Bob, you coming out to Gettysburg, bitch?
No, he said he's going to be there.
Oh, good.
I'm just asking if he's going to be in the tank.
So continuing on, September 25th, I will be in Woodbridge, New Jersey. So will Donna for Para-Unity Conference.
Woohoo.
Actually, both conferences, both I and Donna will be set up. She has her Lucky Tiki Creations booth, and I will have my Skeptical Help booth, which kind of looks like the banner you see around here. So we'll be there. And then October 9th is the Selma Mansion Psychic Fair, which I will not be set up at, but Donna will be. And I'll be at because I do love to go around and harass the psychics in a friendly way. I don't really give them too much trouble. So, oh yes, having fun and talking debunking. Can't wait. That's right, Teresa. We're gonna debunk some shit. So that's what I got so far. There's other projects in the works. There's a lot of stuff coming up. I can give you a teaser. I'm gonna give you a teaser, which I don't know if I can. I'm really not sure if I'm supposed to be able to give you or not. But I write a column for Skeptical Inquirer, and I've just been in talks, and I'll be doing another project for them soon that involves more video content. So that's all I can give you right now. A little teaser. Look forward to it. I look forward to doing more content, and I'm going to shut up there. All right. Awesome show. Thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I really do. Every week, I love doing this. I love coming here, sitting in this chair, talking to you guys, and just answering questions. And if I have a guest, I love doing that. Yes, I've gained 3 Patreons tonight. I mean, that's amazing. I honestly, when I was putting together after, I don't know, like 3 years, at least 3 years of people telling me to just fucking do it.
I've been telling him,
I know.
Stop doing crap for free.
I honestly didn't think anyone would care. I mean, I love doing this for free. I love doing this because you guys love hearing it or watching it or whatever. I just love doing it. So it's a passion of mine. So thank you. That's all I can say. I'm very humbled. I don't know what to say. But I appreciate it. And if you want to, if you haven't joined, if you want to join, if you want to do something more, you can go on Patreon and just look for my name, Kenny Biddle. I think it's all one word. It's all one word. I'm actually going to put the, oh wait, let me fix this. I want to put the link in the chat room again. I love you too, John. I'm going to put the link in the chat room again.
Yes, Bob, we should.
Shall we all hold hands and sing? Kumbaya.
Oh, no.
Kumbaya.
Jesus, no. Oh, my God.
As long, you know what? The important thing is,
Good night, Rob.
2 things. As long as you're entertained and you learn something. That's all I care about. As long as I fulfill those 2 goals, I am happy.
He did. I blame Bob.
Shut up, John.
No, it was Bob. Bob ruined
Bob.
it.
Fucking Bob. All right. So, let's see. I got
here you go.
How about I pay you to not sing? I'll tell you what. You become, let's see. I have 3 levels of membership. You become a bartender. Not only will you get to pick a topic and be my co-host for a show, I will shut up. I will stop singing. Maybe.
We'll stop singing.
At least for your show. No,
yeah.
That's it. For your show only, I will stop singing.
Well, if she becomes a patron, I would have to keep you from singing on this show.
Mm-hmm. Not going to work.
All right, Tiffany, you can do it.
As long as I want to drink, I'm going to sing.
Yeah, I'm
Until I
sorry,
get the microphone in
guys.
front of
I'm
me.
really sorry. I don't have control over turning his mic off.
You're lucky I'm worried about copyright issues, or I just start playing music and start singing right now. All right, people. You have a good weekend.
Love you guys.
You stay safe. Look out for each other. And just enjoy the weekend. Have a good time.
Yeah.
Come
watch 3 Tortured Souls tomorrow night.
Yeah. 3 Tortured Souls tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Me, Tim Vickers, Dave Schumacher. We're going to be talking about something. I am so horrible. I feel so bad because I do so much to get this show ready that I don't usually start working on
the
the
next
3
one
Tortured
until
Souls
tomorrow.
until tomorrow morning. And tomorrow morning I'll be going to
we're going to ZoloCon.
ZoloCon, Comic-Con.
Yeah, we're taking our son and 4 of his friends.
A whole bunch of friends
Back in
and
the vein.
me. So if you're in the area,
ZoloCon.
and you know what ZoloCon is, look it up.
It's in Warminster.
I'll be there all day.
It's at the Fuge in Warminster.
But yeah, I don't start looking up 3 Tortured Souls topics until tomorrow. So I feel bad because like I haven't looked it up, but it's going to be based on the UFO report that is recently released. So the preliminary UFO report. And we're going to talk about it. We're going to look at some of the videos that have been released recently, and we're going to talk about them. So I have a lot to say about that. A lot. So it should be entertaining and fun and informative. So check it out if you're not busy tomorrow night. And then again, yes, I'll be on oh man, what am I going to be on? Holy crap!
Oh, you already went
Sunday.
through all your
I did.
notes.
All right. So let
Yeah,
me shut up.
Do that again.
Let me shut up. I'm going through everything. All right, people. Have a great weekend. Never stop learning.
Woohoo!
And I'll see you next week.
Mm.